Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 6. Continuing on the Secret Wars series, we're halfway through this. It's 12 issues, and the next couple issues actually move pretty fast. But anyhow, Mike Zeck returns, and none too soon right here. This is a pretty crazy issue going on. We jump into this issue, and here we run into the Wasp after she has escaped Magneto and miraculously defeated the X-Men. Still kind of bugged about that one. But anyhow, the Wasp does her usual things, and Jim Shooter kind of... again, I haven't read the Avengers series of this era as much as I probably should. But yeah, Wasp is kind of annoying. She's a bit of a, I guess, you know, kind of a... what is it? A Holly Golightly type of character. If you guys have ever watched Breakfast at Tiffany's. And she can be a bit much, especially with all of the dialogue balloons here. Anyhow, she crash lands, ends up in a swamp, and there she runs into the lizard who attacks her, and then we jump around. We go back to Doctor Doom, back in, he's infiltrated Galactus' spacecraft, and out comes Claw, and this character is another character where it's kind of hit and miss for me with how Jim Shooter approached this character. I know what he was doing. I think he was pulling Claw from Dazzler's series. I forget if this is Dazzler, the graphic novel Dazzler, or if it's like the mini series that Jim Shooter did. But anyhow, yeah, we get an explanation of why Claw is there and what happened between him, Galactus, and Dazzler. And then Doom is kind of like, shut up, I don't want to hear it. Which is kind of what the reader is thinking at the time. Honestly, you end up really liking Doom because he says a lot of stuff that you'd think the reader would say. Anyhow, Doom kind of comes up with a plan, sends Claw back down to the rest of the villains, and the rest of the villains unite with a little bit of exposition here with Ultron to go do some bad deeds. Wasp has a it's kind of funny moment where she kind of just tells Lizard to stop that now, and kind of befriends the Lizard in the middle of the swamp right here. We jump around to the best part of this issue, which is really the X-Men. So we get an explanation of what happened to the X-Men when Galactus kind of blinked them into out of existence. It looks like Magneto was able to put up a force field in time to save them. In the meantime, the X-Men are still kind of not so friendly with Magneto, and Xavier is like, shut up, do what I tell you to do, and you get a little bit of inner monologuing with Xavier, kind of think about his new position as the field commander of the X-Men. And as he's mind probing around, he's able to mind probe a lot of the villains except for Enchantress, and able to ascertain what Doom is trying to do. He yells at the X-Men at that point and commands Cyclops, Rogue, and Wolverine to go intercept Doom's forces. This pisses off Storm, like, finally, and she goes over and says, hey, what the hell is going on here? I'm the leader of the X-Men, not you, and not Cyclops. What's going on here? And Xavier's pretty much telling you, like, hey, shut up, do what I tell you to do. I'm freaking Charles Xavier. This is kind of like calling back to like almost like older Charles Xavier from like the older series before Claremont and Giant Size X-Men, where Xavier's almost like a gentle tyrant in a way, especially with his powers being so great as they are. And he kind of basically tells, hey, do what I tell you to do, or I'll force you to do what I tell you to do. And Storm walks away like, you are screwing up, and this is going to be sort of the end of you, right? It's kind of interesting in a way in that obviously the X-Men feel very weird written by Jim Shooter compared to Claremont. I don't think Chris would necessarily have written this scene this way. But to be fair, Chris does a very good job in later X-Men issues of taking advantage of this and really spinning in the next couple issues where Xavier as a field commander and kind of bossing the X-Men around, right? And if you continue the Uncanny X-Men, you can see that. We jump to Colossus and the stupid healer lady and freaking Johnny Lightning doing Johnny Lightning things. And I'm just going to skip these pages. And we go to really cool. Here's kind of where Jim Shooter really comes into his moment, and this is like a great panel by Mike Zeck, and that is the team, right? The Fantastic Four, the Avengers, all working together with Captain America kind of like leading them and telling them, here's our plan, here's what we're going to do. All of them kind of in conflict because they want to be more aggressive, they want to take it to the bad guys, right? But Captain America kind of being the cool head here and helping the team out. You get a couple funny panels with Spider-Man and Hawkeye, and Iron Man and Captain Marvel, the 80s Captain Marvel, not modern Captain Marvel. And we go into the subplot with the bad guys going over to some volcanoes. The X-Men intercept them, and they get into a big fight right here. This is actually a pretty good scene, and this is actually, in my opinion, pretty well written for who the X-Men are. These characters are written to what I think would be almost Claremont levels in this particular scene right here. Rogue is kind of trying to figure out why she's doing here. I mean, you got to remember, it's just recently that Rogue has become an X-Men. She's still somewhat unsure of her role in all of this. And Claremont goes into further detail in later issues with that. There's actually a really good issue. I forget it. Really awesome issue with Rogue mistakenly thinking she's Carol Danvers and actually trying to romance one of Carol Danvers' old squeezes. But this is great. Cyclops acting like real Cyclops and not like modern Cyclops. And Wolverine getting that bloodlust on and taking it to the most annoying character in this series, Molecule Man. And Cyclops doing the X-Men thing, which is stopping Wolverine from murdering somebody. Which, to be fair, in these old series, Wolverine was always kind of on the edge, and he was always either actually killing people or very, very dangerously close to killing people in the old X-Men. It made him a very interesting character to play off of the other X-Men, right? So they foil their plot, and Cyclops, for whatever reason, blows up the volcano. We go back to Wasp. She's treating Lizard. They're getting along just fine, and then she gets freaking sniped through the chest. Oh, actually through like the boobs, dude. She got a boob shot right here. And then you see the wrecking crew right there picking up both Wasp's now dead body and the Lizard. And they head out. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew is looking at Galactus finishing whatever super Kirby machine that he's finishing right here. And you get a little bit of a spoiler for a really random and odd character in the next issue. Still not sure what this is all about, but it gets used later on, so no big deal. All in all, it's a good issue. I will say this: X-Men a lot better in this issue. Not as fulfilling as the last issue, in my opinion, but still good enough to keep you kind of going. Secret Wars kind of starts to build up kind of a pace where you get like 4 subplots going on at the same time. But enough action that you kind of enjoy it and you like where it's going for the most part. Other than the stupid healer lady. That subplot freaking sucks. Anyhow, let's get to the art. So for this one, I kind of took that scene with the X-Men. So here's Wolverine and Cyclops kind of walking off, getting into to wherever Professor Xavier's telling them to go to. Storm running off right here. 80s Storm is always kind of weird for me to draw, mainly because I don't know how to approach making a mohawk look kind of beautiful or cute. Like this panel right here, I feel like I wanted to do more with this mohawk, but then I was like, technically it's a straightaway shot, so yeah, that's what the mohawk does. So I should have like made her turn a little bit more, or maybe made her do that, and then it was showed more, right? The mohawk looks cooler at like this angle where it kind of blazes up. But anyhow, yeah, she confronts Professor Xavier. Professor Xavier tells her to shut up, and she walks away like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? Pretty straightforward sequential art for the most part. I was mainly working on figures and maybe a little bit of perspective here and there. I didn't really have enough time. This whole week has been freaking crazy for me. I usually like to have like a video on Friday too, and it just didn't work out this week at all. But I did want to keep Secret Wars going right here. I want to finish this up because there's another series of Marvel Comics I want to do next. And I got to get through Secret Wars before I can do that one. But overall, not too bad. Definitely need some work on certain figures. I feel like her body's not right. Like, her head is, like, I think I need to make her torso longer in this one. And then Xavier is, I forgot his damn tie. He's wearing a tie in Secret Wars. Damn it. All right. Well, I'll just have to take that one, take that L, I guess. Anyhow, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. You got any comments about Secret Wars number 6 or my art? Leave it down below, and I will see you next time.